I don't want to waste your time, so there won't be an intro. If you're watching this within the first few hours after release, then I'm live on stream right now, reviewing Dark Zero vs Sonics from Playday number 1 of the North American League. Link to my stream is in the description. Consulate so boring to watch. I hope Chalet replaces Consulate MPL. Would be interesting, right? Because I think Chalet is PL ready.
You know, whatever it is, they need some kind of hype factor.
I can already see this voice clip being used to mock me in 3 months when Chalet actually gets introduced, and it's a terrible map. Yeah, that's just the risk you gotta take.
That's the metaphor.
Okay, I could have used.
Okay, so let's focus on Consulate.
Rendezvous in orbit.
Already better.
I like seeing map clears.
I like it. I like it
Right, a lot of the time people are just playing garage only takes. Those are kind of boring, not gonna lie. But SSG always get my back, right? Always got my back. They are too playing garage takes. But SSG is still playing. It's one of the teams that are still playing like full map clears. I enjoy. Why not? Also, they play double hard breach on Consulate. Right? Like one of the benefits of the garage only clear is that it's totally fine to only play one hard breach op.
Then Border was that. Coastline has always been that. Now Consulate, I think, is the reigning defending freak show map.
It's a nice angle to know about.
And it's because it's just.
So this technically cuts. This technically cuts the retreat, but that's not how it's going to go. Like you can still drop here, I think. If you drop and pre-fire, you should be fine here. I don't think he's truly trapped in here. Also very fast, right? In terms of time.
Will they on SSG's side do anything?
I guess that was not the intention then, right? This hole was not... Okay, partly, right? Like this hole was made with the intention of denying this. But at the same time, I wasn't actually aware of how strong this actually is, right? Like this is actually really strong. Denies the mirror window, right?
Do anything to get rid of him? Answer's yes. Holtz finds him.
Boxer was none the wiser. SSG is doing pretty good so far.
So that will at least stop that wall leading.
Ideally, you want to get this open with Hibana now.
This could be a really big C4 vertical.
I'm not quite sure if they...
If he throws it far...
Like, they can destroy the Electroclaw, right? But there's a good chance they think that they just can't, right? Okay, Electroclaw's gone.
Unless somebody else catches it. Might get the IQ. And does do some damage. No kill.
Where's Hibana? Hibana's on flank watch duty here. I'm guessing they would play Nomad again, right? If Nomad was actually unbanned, they would probably play Nomad here. Yeah, he's just playing flank watch duty here. So that's why Hibana's not with the team.
Considering how little time there is for SSG to execute. Got in the garage open though, thanks to destroying those.
I think 20 seconds is probably enough to execute, honestly. You just need to make sure that you also have someone on yellow stairs itself. Okay, there is one on yellow stairs. And there, oh, that's I like the setup, right? I think that's the setup that I like the most. 2 outside breach, 1 yellow, 1 above, 1 Visa to protect flanks. Exactly what I would play. Ooh, flank is lost. It shouldn't matter, right, to get the plant down. Very clinical round. This is SSG, right? SSG never disappoints. But this is how constant attacks are supposed to go. Huh? Take the entire map, get top floor control, get piano control, open the floor on piano, force every defender out of the garage area, plant, win. It's just great, honestly. I love it. Have you watched SSG DC yet? Yeah, we have. I can see Vert hit that shot. Okay, wasn't Vert, then I don't know about that one.
SSG will clean things up. 3 easy kills in the dying seconds of that round.
Honestly, the IQ play there was...
Don't worry, already clipped it? Alright. I'm looking forward to the montage in 6 months from now.
Fall victim to the fact that you have a G8 in your hands. It is a very good killing machine at the moment, so you want to frag with it. And I know
Tried solo queue on Chalet. No one knew how to play the map. Was terrible. It's probably going to be terrible for a few weeks. Until people get the hang of it. Do you have a Reaper_DE channel? No, I do not.
The only thing that really seemed to stop Canadian.
You're not the first one to ask, though.
Was getting ready to go in place. Other than that, it was a very routine.
And Ian has nothing to do with
SSG.
English.
They started on that second floor. They made sure that everything was good and clear. They transitioned to the first floor. The only defender that was actively contesting that first floor was Foxy, who was playing inside of the bathroom. There was a lot of utility used if you saw it. Number one, there's 4 reinforcements that were used. There were 2 ADSs. He had an Electroclaw in position. He had a mirror window as well.
And now we also see Oxygen with the mirror on
enormous.
the mirror on lobby. I guess this is just an NA thing, right? Like, I think it's, yeah, it's ESM, Dark Zero, SSG, and Oxygen all playing the mirror window in B1. And because I personally, like it's kind of strong, I guess, but nothing special, I think. So I'm a bit surprised that all 4 of those are running this mirror strat. Maybe maybe I'm missing something here.
Yeah, I didn't think that piano control would be as influential as it ended up being, mostly because there was so little time left to utilize it. But you know, you talked about it just briefly there. You know, getting the anchors.
You want to know what it stands for? Read his Wikipedia.
That can deny that plant is the OK drone.
You are a true 5-head, then you can figure it out by reading my Wikipedia page.
They still did it. Now, in this round, top floor control.
That's a interesting shield placement. Usually that's
clear upstairs. You see, that's their priority. They get
usually that's not where it is.
We talked about this before. You need to hold above on this bomb site, because if you don't, it's very difficult to stop a plant in the B bomb site.
Okay, so this looks like a pretty default setup, though, right? Like you have one projector, one CO, one B2.
So
everything going fine so far.
Space station will attempt to counter this.
Now you want. Ooh. I wonder if this was pre-planned. Like that's not the kind of play that SSG is doing, right? Like that, like Fox with it, false jumping into bench. That's what you expect from Oxygen, right? Like just randomly jumping into bench. So maybe there's some kind of analysis work going on here with them, like maybe knowing that Legs always falls back here.
Away with it. It is a vault in from the outside.
Could be interesting. Could be.
I didn't expect him to be allowed to do that.
Would be interesting to know. Because, like, again, right, SSG is not the kind of team that would like randomly jump into.
Consulate does tend to be one of those few maps that it is very dependent on the operator bans. So you can kind of read it halfway through as to whether or not it's going to be pretty close. It does tend to be.
I am wondering where the projector balcony repelled player is, though. Oh, he's there. He's pretty late, though. Not gonna lie. But again, okay, good. Okay. With playing double heartbeat with playing Hibana, you don't need this. You don't need the projector repel. You can win without. Although projector repel is still nice, as you can see here. Also very nice to see folds on this side of the map, right? Stopping all the runouts, especially the garage runout. Very much like this one. But you use quite a bit of time here. I think it's still enough to go for the default attack. But you could be cutting it close here.
He'll head towards yellow stairs where Bio is playing as well. Slash is the lone man inside of the bomb site with 25 seconds left. Space station are up 5-3.
I would like to have one player outside lobby here, but I think it's too late already. You just in this situation, right? You just. By the way, why are we watching this guy instead of being in the overview? Thank you. In this situation, you have 3 people projector. One drops, one checks, like one drops, one checks anti, one checks. I'm not sure if I like smoking here actually. Yeah, too much time, right? Too little time. What you need to do here? You have 3 projector, right? That's correct. You have one on this side checking anti. one on this side, checking Spiral. But that's not enough to deal with Spiral. Right? Like that's more of an after plan thing. You also need one player in Visa right now to hold down Teller's hallway. Because you see where this is going to go wrong here.
But where is Space Station?
Actually, I think they had Hibana in Tellers, right? Yeah. They probably had Hibana in like Visa holding the hallway. Just that he died, and that's what allowed Vert to walk up Spiral position. But you can see this from above, can't you? He just lay? It's weird to see two drop for the.
But down vertical, 2 big kills, Canadians down, and the diffuser surrendered with him means Oxygen.
I think Sledge wasn't.
What poor timing from Space Station and the elusive.
A lot of odd things, right? Like Capital not smoking, like smoking anti, but not smoking Spiral. Already kind of odd. Then Capital dropping instead of playing Hedge.
For Oxygen, that presence in Spiral was massive, as there was nobody.
That was certainly won by Vert, right? Like getting that kill on Hibana in Visa, and then denying a plant.
Though I think is the real culprit. It took far too
That's what
long
won
for
this
Space Station
round.
to get that top floor control, offering so much freedom to Oxygen. You could tell how comfortable they were.
Time to use Reaper strat with a 5-sec and win every defense round. I hope it works for you. I'm always a bit wait, is self-conscious the right word? If my strats actually work? Because again, like I'm very disconnected to what's going on in ranked, right? So could remember, right? Like the way my game understanding works might just not apply to ranked. So I'm always a bit scared of telling people stupid stuff.
But still, there's things to be impressed about Space Station's play in that last round. The nades are something that have continued.
Do you think Chalet will play a lot like Consulate at the high tiers, with outside to inside play and defending top floor for most bomb sites?
It's Bosco who is landing at that time, but Rambi also lands his. You can tell that Space.
I do think the top floor objectives are better.
To land those nades exactly where they need to be every time.
And I do, yeah, like I can see it. I do see a fair amount of outside to inside repel play. And I think that in general, like the entire top floor, it gives me Consulate vibes, right? So I can see the comparison. Obviously, Chalet is like way smaller than Consulate. Roaming isn't really a thing on Chalet, at least not nearly as it is on Consulate. But yeah, I can see the comparison, definitely.
For those of you who are unaware why we're saying it's unlikely we'll see the top 4 get played, so far it's been a pretty abysmal bomb site, the worst bomb site on this map by far.
What is going on here? Someone seems kind of
top floor hold, so it's fallen out of favor.
Is SSG on the same page here? Because at the start of the round it looked like they were trying to clear. Did they just rotate around mid-round, I guess? Well, you see like a Mozzie roam, and then you decide to go for garage only. I can see it. I can see it, honestly. Like the thing is, garage only doesn't really require a lot of time, right? Oh, there's a C4 here, right? Like CEO C4 that lands here.
Able to defend, and teams now have figured out a way to optimally defend.
Yeah, right. So you always have the option of rotating to garage only.
Involves being deep in the heart of the basement, and if you don't land,
I like that actually.
Well, you find yourself in a really terrible position. You get
typically these kind of mid-round, like changing your whole strategy is it's always a bit dodgy, but I think it works here. This specific instance.
Both the garage panel walls have been opened up though, as it's about 90 seconds on in.
So as always, radio player is I think the most important spot here.
At this point.
Very much like the focus on radio. And again, I'm not actually a fan of Mozzie playing above. Right? Like it looks like just free real estate, right? It's like, it looks very obvious to play there. I actually don't like it that much. Slash peeking smoke towards outside garage, that's crazy. SSG is not going for a plant like in one of the default spots. Like Foxa will not be able to deny a plant in this spot. Neither will
I'm thinking
Neither will Jaeger.
considering how much time has transpired. So Rampy, no, one
And
still
what should, or like, I don't know what's going to happen, but what should happen is that SSG should just rush in, go for kills on site instead of a plant, and then both Marzi and Jaeger are going to be pretty irrelevant. This is also the reason why radio is such an important position, because then you get a crossfire, right, on the guys pushing in.
That pick becomes even more massive with the 2 yokais in play. C4 will miss from vertical, but luckily, again, this still 2 yokais, so the denial is there. It's not the end of the world for Auction. That
also, what's also a thing here to realize is that at the moment, Oxygen has 2 players in piano, right? But if SSG decided to send a single player over to piano window, then one SSG player binds 2 Oxygen players, right? Makes them useless. So yeah, and then like you have man advantage on site.
Nice angle play, but he's not landing the shots. Gas canister works.
See, like he's not planting white van, right? They're just going for kills here. And now Marzi and Jaeger are pretty irrelevant, right? Like it's like that's exactly what I was talking about, pretty much. Okay, spiraled a bit out of control.
2v2. Bosco versus Laxing now in the 1v1. Pipes.
Hey, let's finish that round at first.
He's got the positional advantage.
Okay. So it did spiral a bit out of control later on, but I think you get the idea, right?
It's not the end
like you don't like stand around, you just run in.
Nice angle play, but he's not landing the shots. Gas canister works against vertical, and he's shut down by Fultz, who gets a.
And now, like you know, like Bosco made it in, Canadian made it in, and now you're just lost on the top floor, right?
The Oka drones are going to be the stars here. They're essential, and they might be able to clutch this. But
and this happens more than you'd think, I think. Like, it's kind of lucky that it exactly happened right now. But it does happen more than you'd think.
Post-plant means it's favored to Bosco.
So I'm a big fan of actually not playing piano, even though you get it for free.
SSG takes the round.
On Coastline Bar Strat, I win every time against these uncultured noobs. That's good to know. That is good to know.
To jump in, seeing everything unfold. 3 members of Space Station all bunched up at the
Ranked too unpredictable to strat against? I think it's fine. Like I think if you have anchors that are good in terms of like that are good on cams, I think it's fine to play strats in ranked. Gotta have people on cams actually, and you gotta have coordination. Because if you play Maestro, right, you play default cams, you play back cams, you can deny a lot of the random playstyle because you know what's going on, but that requires you to actually use information effectively, which a lot of teams in ranked struggle with, obviously. My school teacher just sends me links to these VODs for my daily learning. He or she knows what's going on.
Extremely unpredictable and wild ride of a round.
It was just that.
Watching this while in my Zoom call for class is optimal learning. There is a disturbing amount of people in this chat that should be learning right now. That should be focusing on whatever school or university stuff. Apparently there are a lot of students here watching this stream during their lectures, which is in fact not the play.
Basically what happens after that is that Oxygen's facing a direct.
And I guess you're learning, but you're supposed to learn something else at this very moment.
Is very simple. The reason it's so hard to push in through garage is because of the just abundance of angles the defense can play and the crossfires that can be easily accomplished from the defense when you're pushing in through the garage.
By the way, I actually disagree with Kicks here. I'm not quite sure if you heard, but he just said it like it's difficult to push into garage because there are a lot of crossfires or stuff. I actually think it's very feasible to push into garage and take winning fights as an attacker.
They managed it in the end. Beautiful stuff from SSG though to clutch that out because they shouldn't have won that round. That should have been Oxygen through and through.
Would have been Oxygen through and through? I disagree. Oh.
Now, here we go towards
Will you go to the Oktoberfest this year? Certainly not this year. Certainly not this year. And to be fair, I also wouldn't have gone any other year. Not a fan of that kind of Not a fan of that kind of thing.
Talked about is at least 4 nitro cells, and well, would you look at
It's also
that? On the
expensive
right-hand
as
side of your
fuck.
screen, 4 nitro cells, 2 impacts from laxing.
I'm way too greedy to
Just
pay that
probably
much
gonna
for
bring
beer.
impacts 'cause, you know,
You're gonna do that.
Yeah, you need them. And especially
Vigil
these little
play.
realm-
Yeah, it's just
there's
a
rotate that usually
just
goes with
another
the
NA
rotation
thing, right? You just play
is-
Vigil
I'm
all
kinda
the time.
surprised that's not present
That's
here.
really
OXG
interesting to me.
don't seem to want to barricade themselves downstairs just yet, and all 3 members of
Makes sense though with the Nomad band, right? I think
actively
flanking
playing off
makes
of that
sense.
cardiac sensor, and when it's not going to
Flanking
be
makes a lot of
it's
sense, I
really
think,
shotgun
on
sensitive
tellers.
MP, and we've seen teams play the shotgun on pulse down below. It has some pretty decent self-destructive capabilities, and you can very easily shoot somebody as you know that they're going to go for that plant unless they're going to be on the desk, and then you're shot.
Are they also going for this like 2-floor vertical play here? I think Dark Zero was doing that. Like they opened a lot of floor here on the top floor, and then they used the holes that the defenders like pre-made in tellers
Unlikely.
to get kills.
Unlikely.
Obviously, your main idea as a defender here is to use the 4 C4s that you have in order to deny the plant in tellers. Just give up tellers entirely, just play below, and you get a bunch of C4 kills. That's the idea. Ooh, is it? Ooh, it's even pulsed shotgun. I can see it actually. I can see it.
Vertical even gets the first pick. Right now, it's seeming like
You lose your C4s, you can still win on your own with pulse.
But it's certainly looking good for Oxygen.
Vertical looked like he was going to go for a peek onto the stairs. Doesn't. Biologic somehow loses that.
This is, I think I'm actually a big fan of that.
Damage done to
Obviously, it's not going to work out here.
And while he's spotted as the Vigil's playing off of this mirror when
Yeah, if you
Rampy has no idea, as all
let
the
me
shots
see how
are
this
missed,
actually plays
second
out.
from Vertical before
Okay,
he's finished off
if
by
you
Fultz.
as an IQ manage to get control
Rampy, but then down goes Fox, say to Fultz.
of,
It's just a
I'm just waiting for a
slugfest.
good
Diffuser goes
moment
down
to
as well
talk
on
about this.
the Ying from
If you as an IQ like actually manage to get into security hallway, right, and you can play these angles, that's actually kind of nice. You can sometimes get like a C4 guy looking up at the floor, and sometimes kill this guy.
Canadian.
Like that.
He's finished
Also,
off
I'm not quite sure how that Sophia managed to get on site, but I'm a big fan of that too. Right, at some point, Sophia manages to like drop down, maybe spiral. But that's the idea, right? You plant, but at the same time, you also just walk into site and kill the guys with C4. Also, I didn't see Ying specifically, but Ying is also kind of nice because with Ying, you can, like, place the Candelas on the floor, have them flash the side, and have flashes pulse, and ideally, he can't deny the plant. A fan of playing below the site in this kind of situation, but I don't think you really have a choice, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. I'm generally not a fan of playing below the diffuser. But yeah, he didn't have a choice. Did not have a choice. Thank you, Reaper, for all the strats you gave me and my team. Now we're on our way to Diamond. That's nice to know. You're also eventually, soon, PM, going to get a Tellers strat.
Against all odds, and yet they cannot hold that post plant. Very well played.
Have you watched a major previously? No. This is my first time watching it. I was busy with university when the major was live.
That the initial disable attempt was not
now Archive Teller strats are more time efficient because one person can reinforce 3 walls. That's true. That's true. Although it's not like you had like issues setting up things here. It was odd for Castle, right? To do everything he needs to do.
That's the second round in recent.
What do you think about Oryx on this side?
Could have gone the way of SSG. Shouldn't have gone the way of SSG.
I think Oryx is quite good. I think Oryx is quite good here.
Almost through it.
Because in flanking in general is pretty good on this side.
Again, Auction was in such a controlling position. There was almost no chance.
And there are a bunch of hedges that you can use as Oryx, right? Like CEO hedge is a pretty obvious use case. It's attackers are not going to be like CEO during the setting up the execute, right? So
as close as it had been right now. Honestly, of these 4 rounds so far, 3 of them have been a mess. in the dying seconds, which just goes to show
First it was Legion, now it's flanking. What's happening? True, actually.
I'm talking
But it's always right. Like there's always an exception to the rule.
Not like we've gone through 21 metas and this is
Just
the
like flanking in
22nd meta
general.
that we've gone through.
But I think on Teller specifically, flanking is actually good.
Do people think that?
No, but if you're newer and they're like, what do you, 22nd, what do they count? When are we going to be on the 23rd meta? 22nd meta is described by the fact that usually
I have Wurstfest near me, which is just Oktoberfest in November, so it's not so hot.
I've been casting this game.
Sounds nice.
30-second meta where 30 seconds.
Is that in Germany or is that like some
10 seconds can be a
American
lot. I don't
thing?
know, I wasn't
They're
really
just calling it
familiar with one.
Wurstfest.
10 seconds can be a ton.
It can be a ton. Yeah.
Although at the moment I would not recommend any kind of festival.
Then you got it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about time, nothing else. Anyway, by the way, thank you. Ubisoft.
Again, more mirror play. Interesting to see that. Last time SSG lost on time, right?
Obviously, there have been some stumbles.
They tried to drop projector to plant, but then they lost control of back spiral, and that's how they lost the round.
As it was, as they definitely were able to make adaptations on that Villa matchup. On Consulate, they've done that too, but I have to commend OXG.
Is there no... Ooh, there's no projector player for us Oxygen right here. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. Because now SSG is going to be much faster. There's no projector player. Also, interestingly, in a lot of the rounds, SSG has always been taking the entire top floor control, right? Like, I think the meta still is to only take projector, and then just repel outside to plant. But SSG has been regularly taking the entire top floor control.
Of the second or the first map of this series. I honestly thought Oxygen would have.
I want to see what they're doing here. Like based on their repel positions, it looks like they're trying to take the entire top floor control again. It's obviously like a bit more time intensive, right?
It's impressive.
And also risky, I suppose.
This round's come down to the last 50
But it does
seconds.
allow you to ultimately drop the hedge to plant.
Which allows them a lot of control. They've also gotten a pick upstairs on a Foxay. I'm not sure where.
I think something what could be really good here is like just being in the yellow skylight, just waiting for people to walk down.
Plant denial eliminated.
Okay, so they've got what they need. Time's still running a bit low, but I think you can make it work. It's just very important that Vert just doesn't carry the round again on...
performer who needs to be there for his team. He's not going to be calling from the benches.
What?
Why are you doing this though? Like, I think as an attacker you don't need to take this fight. Like, you don't gain any relevant map control here.
Vertical didn't even take a scratch from that full.
That's just somewhat unnecessary. Still winnable actually, yeah. And now they...
10 seconds left. SSG's gonna have to.
Okay, and now this time Hibana has spiral control, right? This time she wins the fight.
10 seconds left.
And that is why SSG is looking much better now. However, Mira still has his C4 left, right? And that's the reason why if you do have top floor control, it's just better to drop here and plant. Because if you plant here and you have another player on the hedge checking anti, Mira can't C4. But in this situation, Mira most definitely can C4 this plant.
From them, they hold a sizable advantage, but the last time this happened, the clock struck 0, and there's the nitro cell. So somebody's gonna have to start to plant. But
this plant, this like C4 from below is also not possible, by the way. If you drop hatch to plant.
We'll have to patrol that open doorway. He's a Mira.
We didn't see the guy. Okay, that's lost.
He's going nowhere in a hurry.
That is lost.
Inside.
Mira can't C4 him because of the fireballs.
Sure, I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, you're going to take a lot of damage, but I think you can...
Yes, you have to give me your house.
You just gotta try at least, right? Don't really have another option.
Typical millennial, walking around like you rent the place. There goes the round. There was no chance.
Where in Germany do you live? In Frankfurt.
0. The moment that he vaulted out those windows, it was over. Totally over. And a great shot from
I'm the type to still play Holo, even with all the new scopes. I think the red dot is really nice. I like the red dot a lot.
OXG to equalize, and I suspect that'll happen as
when's the next meme game stream? Good question. I was maybe planning on doing one meme game today. But it depends on how tired I am after watching 3 maps here.
Two different drop downs in the main lobby. one by the circle desk, one in the closet. From both of those drop downs, technically you can land a C4 by the front door. The easier one is by the closet drop down. That's where Slash was. He got the C4 from the bottom floor. I would make an argument that if Slash were any other operator and the appropriate holes had been made above where the plant was going down, he might have been able to make it. Because he was a 3 armor, he couldn't get to the top floor in time.
I was surprised that, because like, again, right, this round very much came down to time, right? If Oxygen contested Projector, you know, there's a good chance that SSG runs out of time here again. I'm a bit surprised that they didn't hold Projector again. And I'd very much expect him to hold it now. Because these rounds are so close, like the SSG is cutting it so close with their idea of taking the entire top floor. They're really cutting it close in terms of time.
Yeah, for this event, and it actually
ever again, it's canceled apparently.
Oh, you mean now? Okay.
I like Vert on Zofia. Yeah, Vert's insane on Zofia, even though he's currently playing Dog because he's on defense.
Garage, lobby, garage, tellers,
Right.
lobby.
Right.
Read the tea leaves, Michael. What do you think this is? Do you think this is just an even?
Do you think there will eventually be more operator bans, like 3 per side? Yeah. I think that's just an inevitability, right? Like that's going to happen. I think it should happen right now, to be perfectly honest.
Either the attack or the defense, but
yeah, I think that's going to happen, and I would welcome that change.
It's been a mess. I think that's the best way I can put this. If you want,
I've seen better.
That's the overarching theme of the map. It's messy. Both teams are making a plethora.
What Red clap that guy though?
Capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. It's kind of interesting to watch. I don't think either.
This is not the same take, is it? This is something different.
We've seen moments of brilliance as well.
Because it is possible to, like, the default, right, is you take admin control, and then you play like an east to west take,
So it's a bit of a hit and a miss.
and stop at Projector.
It's very entertaining.
But it's also possible to play like a west side clear and stop at Projector again, and then end piano.
It sure looks like he did.
He did, yeah.
It looks like this one.
They do not like this
But that
deployable shield
is
upstairs.
very
Biologic
rare.
has reset this deployable shield
But let's see how SSG
three
sets
times.
this
That
up,
was the
because
third
I'm
time
not sure how you play this correctly,
Done
honestly.
to try and read the execute from SSG, which now seems to be coming from the western side of the building, which is going to be the
And at some
console
point
office.
you
This is
are
exactly where you see it. There's a fragment,
repelling
thread the needle and go out and
piano
ideally
windows?
take out the deployable shield. Whether it got it or not, we'll find out.
I don't
in a
actually know.
second, because it also took
Because now you
time.
gotta deal with the mirror window, right? In
Looks like it got
B1.
the shield as it plays splayed out on the floor.
I'm quite sure how they're going to handle with how they are going to handle that. Maybe because you have double heart breach, you go Hibana outside bench to like get this angle, right?
And the smoke is going
You
to be
go
crucial
down one floor,
because
please.
he can shoot through most of that wall.
Mr.
He still gets
Observer,
ammo
go
left
down
in the
one floor,
shotgun
please. No?
because
Okay.
only one of the panels looked like it was reinforced.
But you see the idea, right? It's very similar. It's just like mirrored. Very similar takes, just mirrored.
He's going to just stand here in hallway and waste time. There's no reason for you to be too aggressive if you're OXG. Wait and let Space Station fumble when it comes to the
Where
top.
are these
They've
shots
done a
coming
couple
from?
times
I
so
don't
far
actually
today.
realize. Okay.
Nice pick there for Bosco on the top
Observer, you're
floor.
missing it.
A little bit of an exchange there, though.
Okay, so I guess they just ran into sight.
Until Bio shows up, I think by Visa.
They used Hibana to get rid of that mirror window, right? In bathroom. And that's how they could like walk into sight from yellow.
Still on the back end until Bio shows up. I think
I don't
by
know about
Visa,
this.
there's gonna be one
I don't know about
more
this attack though.
correction.
Seems a
Vertical
bit
holding out on pipes, and he's doing much better with that A-call.
seems a bit
Right
dubious.
gun, I think, for that spot. Now SSG has some amount of control, but not the top floor, as they're gonna lose another one to Bio, retaking upstairs. Canadian going for a plant though. He might actually be able to get it. He will, but it's not gonna matter. The triple kill for Biologic, and Oxygen will end the half 3-3.
Good opening from SSG, but ultimately they stalled out, and their difficulties.
What do you think Bio is good at? I'm not trying to bash him, I like him. But a lot of the times it seems he doesn't have good stats.
As predicted, this is a 3-3 split between these two teams.
He's responsible
So
for
what
like
happens now
he's an
is
in-game
on
leader,
sides,
right?
is there going to be a trend line
Like
here
he
established that holds,
does the
or is
strat
it just
thing,
that maybe
and he's playing smoke
one side or
thermite.
the other had the upper hand?
So
Frankly,
that alone already means that you
Lobby
are going
was
to
defended
have
3 times.
worse
OXG
stats than everyone
successfully
else.
defended it twice, they lost it once.
And
Garage was played twice,
yeah, you know,
both
like
times the attack
depending
was
on
taken,
your
SSG won it.
in-game meeting,
So
depending on your
won
like
one.
communication,
Honestly,
what you
very
bring to the
safe
table,
pick, and it really depends on what the
strategically
team is
outside the game,
doing.
right?
Right now, Garage seems to be in
It can be
attacking
worth to have a
style
player
games.
that
Well, SSG is going to gamble on that.
is not as,
Ideally,
you know,
they're gonna
does not,
change that because they're going to be starting off.
does sometimes go negative. That's how it works sometimes.
We go down to that garage as you said. They've got all the right tools for this. And don't forget though, for a limited time you can support Rainbow Six Esports pro teams with 30%.
Reaper, I need your big brain advice. Here it goes. I have a lot of work I need to do for school tomorrow. Already see where this is going. What should I do when I get there? And how do I make the time machine in the first place? Yeah.
Pretty awesome way to support them directly. And you know, again, like I said, those
I mean, if you continue watching here, you collect more IQ points.
Every single pilot program skin.
Right?
There you go.
The chance of you developing a time machine increases.
Yeah, me too, I think.
So that would be my answer.
Series that came out ages ago. I even have the mouse sports one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Reaper's still at 0 IQ apparently. Yeah, like
K1A, right?
I'm out of the range. The system cannot rank
Now
me.
Liquid has the K1A, right? So.
Yeah.
And G2, I think G2 is the K1A as well.
Yeah. I have the Rudolph skin. Haha.
Everybody knows that the best skin in the game is.
Beam Elements also 0 IQ. Yeah, but that's a bot, right? So
The tiger skin
the
one.
Bengal skin from the.
that's
Soviet
understandable.
Union.
I actually used to run that as my mainstay because back in early Siege.
So
there weren't really
Oxygen
many good skins.
on attack now.
I
SSG.
said it's still the goat skin.
Yeah,
I'm
so
surprised that
tough.
Oxygen is not going for
Anyway,
garage only. I'm surprised they cleared the entire map.
garage defense, and would you take a
Especially
look at SSG?
against-
It's 4.
Yeah, it's not really a
operators that
roam,
are
right?
very
What is it
typically
actually?
Jaegers,
Buff
and
B1
then,
hold?
Well, a Jaeger.
Looks like B1 hold.
So Rampy will likely roam. Fultz with 12 kills. That is an
Well, let's see.
impressive effort so far. Fox
Oxygen
is the only
pulling that
person
off.
so far on his team that's looking for a kill. Canadian.
But
on
like,
his.
I guess I'm always still I still see reciprocity here, right? And reciprocity would not have is not able to like play this take, right? They just weren't able to play this kind of take.
That's his role on attack.
But Oxygen is not reciprocity, right? And they did change in terms of the playstyle. There's a lot less random crouch walking going on, a lot more strategy, right? So I can certainly see them. Yeah, like that looks good, right? I can certainly see them like the more complex strategies. And this makes a lot of sense, right? You deal with you're pretty fast, take entire map control, deal with the bathroom player very easily. However, that also means you only get one wall open on garage. I might breach this.
And there's another hole above the bathroom drop to accomplish more angles. You can deny someone playing back white, and you could see Canadian almost died. He would have.
So I'm assuming you get the south side wall, right? It's pretty obvious.
Does get vertical, though,
Oh, you're too
so
early on that
Oxygen
walk down, I think.
continuing
I think
to
you wanna
casualties
like if you wanna walk down, fine, but like do it
site.
during the execute. I think Thermite hasn't even opened.
They have done a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, Thermite is just now opening the
the
second garage wall, or like the first garage wall. So Vert was a bit too early on that flank, I think.
Dead right now, were they any other operator in all likelihood? Not any other operator. Any other
With
operators
3
would be-
players, yeah, 3v5 difficult.
Canadian, definitely, yes.
We have
Yeah,
smokes?
Canadians are maybe
No.
not false, but either
Oh,
way,
I don't know what to do here, honestly.
Time is now becoming a massive factor. As we hit the last
I have
30
no
seconds
idea.
here, the attack hasn't managed to get any
Honestly,
picks in the
don't.
vertical, and there's plenty of denial left for the defense.
Go plant, hope that C4s and smokes and Maestro misses? Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Job is he's going to have to walk right into the opening that was created on that garage door. Toxic
No,
canister
we
for
can't even
Bosco
go
will
yellow.
out. It'll hit yellow stairs, looking for another to go over, maybe towards B. Down
Yeah,
goes
this is
Fox,
just
but he
lost.
won't find a kill. There's one for
It's
Laxi, as
just
you now see the Ultras
over.
tear on through, and then Rampy finishes things off. SSG, well, they'll win round number 4, and would you believe it?
What are your thoughts on having
No
roof
team
hatches
has yet to
reinforced?
win 2 rounds in a row.
I think that might make it too difficult for attackers to really like breach anything.
Close match.
Like, you know, like imagine Thatcher banned, right?
Yeah, it's been
And
close.
Faye, you've got Kate playing below the roof hatches, the reinforced roof hatches.
Round there for SSG in the way that they persevered, they played their lives.
I think that
Um,
makes the maps in general
the reason
too
they were
defender
lucky so
favored.
far back, and the reason
I'm
why
not a
the
fan.
did not matter that much. Mostly
Auction
because
needs to
that
play Cancer
got
meta with
early
Glass,
points
Ying, Blad,
and
Math,
previously,
Monty.
and they
I mean, they're
had
doing
plenty of
all
denial
right,
from
right? Like
the
it's not like they're
defense
getting slapped.
The mirror windows, plus the gas canisters, probably the evil eyes were still up too.
There a
There was
delay? No
way the
delay.
attack
But
could
I'm
push in through the garage, especially
usually
with those evil eyes. If you didn't know,
reading chat between
there are
rounds.
two evil eyes. Well, sorry,
So
two.
it might take a while
There's
until
an
I
abundance of
answer.
evil eye spots, so you can place them in the garage on the floor and shoot the feet of all the attackers as they come in.
DZ or Sonics today? Probably Dark Zero.
And that does just as much damage as it does anywhere else, since it's, you know,
Probably
evil.
Dark Zero.
So that's pretty significant. And it generally dissuades people from executing through the
I
garage
remember
because they
reading
have
something that I
strong
wanted
man
to
advantage.
answer.
In that case, Oxygen didn't. They had to go for something different. The rest of the
Okay, I
back
can't find the
did
message, but it was
well.
something about
SSG cleaned it
something
up.
about playing
Good
ranked.
space station.
And maybe.
Impressive stuff.
I'll
but
play it safe and say maybe.
Swings the other way, so you have to.
Of course, this is Oxygen's
You
turn.
just Oxygen has to win. If SSG could actually just lay down.
Interesting to see no castle.
That'd
I feel
be
like
extraordinary. This is going to be a tougher
a
site
few
for them
months
to attack
ago, a
than
lot of
they
teams
did.
would play castle on
Towers
this side.
Archives is not
I
the
honestly
site that it
never
used to
really
be. It's
got
a
that. I
very
think
close
castle is
team,
kind of
by
weak here.
teams. They're very comfortable going
Especially
on.
if
I have to
you
say this especially
a lot of
since
a lot of teams used to
one time I was a
castle.
brand new caster. I think I've told you this story. I
This-
said that lobby. This
oh.
was back when Consulate only had 3 bomb
One floor
sites.
up?
This was
No?
back before
Okay.
Tellers Archives existed.
Never mind.
I said that lobby
Yeah,
was
castle
the
isn't
orthodox
that
site
good
for
on this
teams
side,
to
even though
defend.
it
That was back
looks
when
that way.
there was a 2-site rotation,
I
and
feel
teams
like,
really
yeah.
didn't play it.
Or if you are
Teams
playing
like
castle, you at least need to
unorthodox teams know how to
really
play
pay
it.
attention to what you're
That's
castling,
not what I'm
because
trying to say.
there's a good chance
Now you
you
have to say everything.
could
Let's
screw up your
make a
defense.
note, and the note here is that teams know how to play Tellers Archives.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know,
The Pro League
Troy
today?
and
There
Parker
is.
have massive
Starting actually somewhat soon, I
They don't
think.
talk with each other.
Why do you do this?
I've tried to work it out, but which is
Why do you do this?
They
People will
can't.
believe you.
2 hours or something like that.
There will be people being like, "Wow, really?" Because they don't know any better, Michael. They
Yeah,
don't
I'm just
know
kidding.
you're
I'm just kidding. They do a podcast.
So how's Oxygen
Which you were just on.
Yeah,
doing here? I don't like overview, please. I want to see some dude on site pulsing something.
Now the control focus for the attack, as you can see, is on the top floor. Since this is Tellers, we're also
Okay.
trying to get control.
That's a
on the
nice
bottom
cross.
floor,
That's
but
nice
they do a
pre-fire.
good job
Also,
at
we've
that.
seen the
They
exact
keep
same
making
thing
it
happen
continue
in
to roll.
Dark Zero
Extension not
SSG.
working out well for
The same
SSG
kind
in
of
this round and benefiting Oxygen
pre-fire.
quite a bit.
It's a really rough
'Cause
place to
where he
be.
shot is
It's
obviously
a
right
bad day
behind the
for
mirror
Scott.
window,
We
right?
talked
So
about
that's
this
the
last
idea.
round, and it's only going to continue to
Pre-fire,
get
that's a
worse.
really nice
Slash
pre-fire.
will try to hunt down
Full
Canadian
bank.
back on that very
Yeah.
familiar comfortable
Nice
roll.
try.
Damage
Trying to get an
done
IQ
roll.
pistol kill through
That pistol is basically a PG
2 ceilings
past
and
that
3 walls.
15-meter range, give or take. So SSG will just hold on right now, try to weather that storm. With thinking they'd go
It should still
down,
be
that's
fine
just
though,
so
and
low
it's
that
difficult for
also
IQ
gives
to
you
actually
a
deny
move,
pulls
which
here,
means that
because
you've only
again,
got 3
you don't want to
left
be
in
here,
dire straits to find yourself in. Down goes
and this
Bosco,
will never
and all
work.
the smoke is a very
That's not how. Like there are metal bars here.
critical operator, and he's not
Actually,
going
I don't even know in which direction they go.
But still, the advantage holds for Oxygen.
I think they go in the
With
direction that I
45
showed.
seconds left, they just need to bleed dry the utility
Now, but this is
first.
what I was talking about earlier, right? Like if attackers get like security hallway control, it can be difficult for pulls to
And now the pulse is under
do
fire
stuff
from
here.
above. Bio looks like he'll be able to get it off as there's no nitro cell, no intel.
They get the plant down.
As they attempt to go for the plant, there's going to be a sacrificial lamb in the hands of Biologic, and now the pulse is
I feel like this happens quite a lot, right? Like pulls not being where he's supposed to be. And like I get it, right? Like IQ is scary. But yeah, like if you that's your strategy, right? Like if you don't play pulse to spot the plant, like that's exactly what you're trying to do. That's in fact that's the only thing you're trying to do here. So like yeah, I guess it's sometimes risky to play pulse like below the site, but you don't really have a choice.
Well, frankly, I don't. Down goes Laxing though. Only
Don't really have a choice here.
Does not connect. 12 seconds left. Spotted on a drone, and the diffuser now at the point of no return. Nothing that Fultz can do.
Stream starts in 2 hours. Okay.
Why not? Foxay had found his very first kill of the match earlier, and it was a good luck charm. Oxygen, as per the prophecy, Michael, they win.
Like on your archive
Another
strats,
round.
you
Back
did
and forth, back and forth,
involve
4-4.
castle.
Another one. Well done.
What exactly do you mean?
Now, most of that.
Because I have I've not done an archive strat video yet. I am going to make one, and that one might include castle. Not quite sure about that one yet. Because in ranked it might be different in ranked, right? It might be. Could get some use out of castle in ranked, I think.
So props to Slash for making that work.
Too much shredding, not enough rat shit.
I was a little bit worried there when he was
Yeah, gotta watch EU if you wanna. You're into Ratchet. I quite like NA at the moment, right? Like even the teams that, right, like Oxygen or like Reciprocity was like probably the team that played like the least amount of strategy, like 6 months ago, or even longer now, I guess, 9 months ago. But even they, right, have nice strats, right? It seems like they're following a plan. Seems like they know what they're doing. There's still some things that you could iron out, like right, like on Villa, losing to Impact Tricks 4 rounds in a row.
We'll go to the middle floor for our next site.
I very much like watching NA though, and I very much prefer it over EU, honestly.
One thing that I really liked about that take was how Oxygen were
I'm still planning on making a video about droning. Yes, but not until we have a proper replay mode. Like it's just too difficult to get clips.
But Oxygen, as we have pointed out time
if I
very evident on a couple rounds on
don't have a replay mode. So it's going to take a while until I make that video.
Their troops out. They don't always like to go in arm in arm. It can cause some significant headaches and some problems with refrags and proper coordination. But when it works very well. And that's exactly what OXG did. They had somebody head in through.
What face cam do you have and would you recommend any? I only know this one, right? It's a Logitech, oh shit, C922? Oh, yo. Actually don't know. C922 I think. It's just like, that's the most common one. But I haven't tried any others, right, so I couldn't recommend anything here. And Droid Cam, best face cam? Actually a hidden MVP. If you're cheap, use Droid Cam.
Calls being made from Slash, not just Slash shooting at him, but the calls being made to whomever from OXG.
Yeah, so we got an early projector repel, right? I'm a big fan of that.
So really well played by Oxygen.
Is one my band? Yes. That should make it at least feasible to clear projector. Also again, very nice. Garage is Garage locked? I think Garage is locked, right? So you play Hibana, right? You don't need Thermite. You only need Thermite on the basement objective. Now Hibana is better. And then you can open this. Ooh, so smart, right? Pre-placing a C4 here. I just love it. Love it. Now you saw the idea, right? Hibana opens the wall behind that projector player.
But SSG has established their dominance.
I love it.
Diffuser down. Time is wasting away. They even still maintain control of top floor, which is.
And with 3 players, you can't play a default execute. Need to find some random kill here.
Your hard breach, as Biologic was the only one that could cut through those metal reinforcements of space stations, so you don't necessarily need to worry too much about playing up.
Yeah, just
that looked like Vertical was going to take matters into his own hands.
You need to take gunfights here. That's just how it is at this point in time. Certainly can't plant in a 3v4. It's never going to work.
Laxing will need to make a very impressive shot. The Slash goes down, and it looks like a very near flawless round. As Canadian had died earlier, that's about it.
EU is behind the meta right now. See, I'm not even sure about that. Because like,
no team.
You could put it down to just it being a like stylistic difference, right? When I say that NA is more structured, I'm not saying that NA is better, right?
Well, if the back and forth yo-yo continues,
you know, it's just a playstyle difference, right? Like that kind of loose playstyle, you know, can work. I think like G2 like dominated an entire year with that playstyle.
I guess we'll take it.
So it's difficult to say that like someone is behind the meta, but it is. But you can say that strategically speaking, EU is behind, I guess. But again, if it's a conscious style choice, then it might not be a problem. Like a team like BDS, right? They're not even like they would be worse if they played strategies. Like a team like that benefits from being very loose, giving your players a lot of freedom. And you don't want to tie Shaiko down to some kind of system. You want to just give him all the things he wants, and just let him loose. That's what you do if you have these insanely skilled players.
From my grandpappy.
I miss phone webcam that had to be recharged halfway through the stream. Yeah, I still got the contraption
That's how it works.
I used here.
Yeah. Well, not his kids. His kid.
Yeah. Broadcam
And then some other
MVP.
grandpappy.
Now you lost me.
You playing ranked this season on stream?
Kids, that would be-
Maybe.
if
Maybe.
his kids, if one of my grandparents' kids or my parents, that would be called, you know.
Say the word.
Higgs telling
I don't
an
wanna- you
interesting
don't wanna
story
on the
about
broadcast.
some kind of naming scheme.
Weird, I don't know why. But you know what I'm inferring here.
Okay, so is this oxygen
So no,
again
not his
going
kids.
for
One
full
grandpappy's
map
kid,
clear?
And then another grandpappy's kid.
Yeah, my family tree's a circle.
They are, and they're even
Yeah.
playing
Right
flank
back
watch.
up.
I like that. Also, what's very interesting here
Just goes straight across.
is that even though Gridlock is like the flank watch operator, and like Laxing is playing the flank watch role, right? It's actually best if Gridlock ends up outside the breach, right, later on in the game. You do actually want to shuffle things around here. Like, Oxygen is not going to do that, not going to do that, and it's actually awkward to do that. But in an ideal case, you want to have Gridlock with Thermite outside the breach during the execute. Because with playing Gridlock in Visa, you can't make use of the smokes. They're just going to be wasted.
But this is an interesting cutoff by Laxing, is he'll make sure that there's no rotations that are going to happen from the top of spiral stairs.
Broadcam with my phone duct taped to my monitor. It's the only face cam I will ever need. Yeah, wait, I'll show you after the round how I did it.
Well,
Ooh.
oh, that's a big C4.
Where did that land actually?
Oop. Well,
Just thrown up here, right? Yeah, because like yesterday or like the day before, I was wondering why people were opening this part of the wall, and that's the idea. You can C4 the thermite charge off. They are playing double heartbreach, so it should be fine. But if you remember, like last round, they only played one heartbreach, right? So that would have been more or less a round right then and there.
From all the way down by either black car or pipe. No, yeah, it must have been black car. That got the.
Hey, who threw that
exothermic
C4?
as it was
Mira,
being placed on
right?
the wall. No,
Yeah.
they wanted more than the exothermic. They wanted
I was wondering
more than the
maybe
thermite.
Kate
It was a
can
little bit
do that
too slow to
himself.
throw the C4. It was likely from. Let's see. It was from Thinking Nate. Beautiful C4 there from SSG.
That's a nice C4,
Almost
yeah.
gave them a man advantage. Almost won them the round. The second one.
But
goes
this is
out.
still winnable
This
actually.
one
Like you
doesn't
still got
really
enough
want
time.
anything.
Like sure you only
So,
get one wall
they
open,
retreat from bathroom.
but it's fine. It's going to be
Time
fine.
wasted, but 2 C4s used up as well.
Also, I'd really like to
So
see what
SSG in a
like
commanding position in terms
what,
of utility. The
Lax
time
is doing
gonna
right
be the
now on
bigger
flank
issue
watch.
for OXG right now, but you know that
I'd really
on
like to
their
make a
side,
flank
their
watch video
spots
too,
is
but
pretty
obviously
capable of
like
hitting their shots. But chaos tends to ensue when you go for the late play.
can't do that because there's not enough footage. Oh, and Lex actually does end up being outside garage. I quite like that. Now you can smoke off the mirror windows. And now it's going to be difficult for SSG to deny the... It's kind of cute, I guess, but now you're really far away from where you want to be. Yeah, also, like, the reason why this full map clear is so strong, right? Because there are so many plant spots. By taking control of the entire map, you force defenders out of this area, right? And then the only way to deny plants is by smoking or like C4ing from really far away. But there are like 5 different plant spots in garage alone. So you can often just dodge the smokes. Also never smoke the same spot twice, right? Like that really makes sense.
But no, where's Rampy?
Where's Rampy?
He knows quite well.
Where is Rampy? That's a very good question. How does he end up? How does he flank? I guess he was able to flank because Lax left flank watch. Wow, I didn't realize that at all. So I guess it did come back to bite them after all, like that Laxing rotated. Obviously, when I suggested that Gridlock should be outside the breach, that also entails having someone else in Visa to watch flanks.
He's got 1 HP of slash to find. That's about it.
But they got the plant down, right? So this is 1.
This will have to be one of the best clutches that Bosco's pulled off.
There should be holes above the diffuser.
This match is right now. Bosco sticking the plant.
Yeah, he got this.
Trying to draw out slash. From above, Boss
Oh,
goes
and
full
Slash
time.
just
He's
does.
now taking it now. He coaxes
That's
out
so
Slash, but
cool.
Slash is better. The man's so nice
Ice
that he
cold.
hit him twice. Spencer Oliver
Doesn't get faked
gets
at
the
all.
Final kill, and well, back and forth we go again.
I thought EU used to be top tier in comp and NA were monkeys. Am I just wrong, or has the meta shifted?
5 through 10 rounds.
I think that was the case at some point. But for a long while it's been NA on top.
Yeah, the back and forth as you
in terms of
mentioned.
strategy.
We are still on this train. Wonder where it gets off. Now, it'll be bottom floor defense.
What if they had in-person international competitions to unify the meta between regions? Very smart idea. Very smart idea.
I understand that. That actually for a time was a 2v4 favor SSG. And then, well, Oxygen bounced that one right back and Slash clutched.
Do you agree with playing the UMP with extended barrel? Or on any other gun? I think extended barrel doesn't do anything, right? I remember that
and we are now
being the case from some Rogue 9 video. So, yeah, like, don't play extended barrel. But at the same time, like, pulse, like, UMP, right? Like, there's... You can probably play that without attachment, and it honestly doesn't really matter. The gun is a laser either way, but of course you could play some kind of attachment, right? That is not long barrel. What's your thoughts about Rogue 9 drama? I knew that was... I regret I regret saying Rogue 9's name now.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I don't really care about the drama, to be honest. I have not watched that video. I'm not going to watch that video. I don't care. I don't care.
That's certainly true. I'd say that every journey really is the most important part of the destination.
Not interesting to me.
Yeah. Journey's important. I think it's where you learn.
So this is going to be Oxygen clearing the entire map all 3 times?
So now you have to say Oxygen.
Because I do think I like the clear, right? And it's obviously it worked very well for Oxygen, so I'd expect them to just do it again.
Prophecy will be fulfilled if you're right.
But the garage only take is not bad. It's kind of lazy and boring, but it's not a bad take.
Pulled off well from Oxygen as they use the smoke to cleave off access.
I'm also surprised that SSG isn't roaming more. I'd expect them to play like some kind of Mozzie, Jaeger, Mute roam top floor at this point.
Maps as default plant spots. And that's not really a default spot, obviously. Default is, I would say default is in front of the white van, but...
I would say that too.
But in this case, we see quite a few plants go down there. And I mean, I'm kind of surprised that there was no intel.
Yeah, but again, like Oxygen, like being very quick on clearing that position. This time, Hibana, not with Thermite.
Putting their 2 gadgets to very good use. Garage door opened up.
So Oxygen is doing really well here. I'm impressed with the way Oxygen managed to clear this. Now last time they almost lost to Rampy flanking, right? So there was like some kind of hole in their attack. I'm assuming that's not going. Like that's not going to happen again because now Lex is going to stay Visa, but that also means that they don't get any smokes, right? To block the mirror window.
Now.
It should be fine. It should be fine, honestly.
Playing outside it right now.
Ooh, I very much like this one too.
Actually go off.
But like, this is a missed potential, right? Because like, in this situation, the only way to shoot the Hibana pellets is like from this in cafeteria, and you've got Sledge above, right? Like just like communicate this. Just tell that Sledge like, yo, I'm going to Hibana the mirror window. Be ready above cafeteria to kill people. Like Sledge just like, doesn't know what's going on here at all.
Like it might have just been
bit of a missed opportunity, although still works.
The window's open. Oh no, he didn't get all of the X-Gyros, and that's going to actually significantly hamper.
Now this is again very much attacker favored, I would say.
Foxy's gonna be able to open up even more.
That's an interesting way of folding that angle. Never really thought about it that way.
Cut off a lot of those rotates as we come down to this last 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. Again, like important. 1 yellow, 2 outside. Ooh, there's no flank watch again, is there? Lexing is still... Lex is again in front of Garage. There's no flank watch again, but I guess this time they're not using it. And the same thing happens again. You smoke the mirror windows off, get the plant down. This should go down. Very clean. Very... Very
Things are
smart.
gonna get real crazy for SSG real quickly as they find themselves trailing, and for the very first
I'm a big
time,
fan
we might see a team win
of the way
more than
Oxygen
one
attacks
round in a
this.
row.
I like the
Well,
fact that they're
that's a fast start for
rotating
OXG.
Gridlock all the way
They're
over. I
going
think
to
that's
find
pretty
that
strong.
diffuser down. Clock
Right.
is going to
Making use of the
continue to commit the
smokes.
chances for SSG to be
I
able to
like
pull
it.
this one
I'm
together.
impressed.
Down means Rampy in a 1v5.
Because like, right,
He
like
is the
old
best of the bottom side. He
reciprocity,
is miles away from being able to pull
they
this one off. The only question is, will
they
it
were
be
not able to
flawless?
pull something like
Yes,
that
it
off.
will. Oxygen off the back
And that's,
of
you
a
know, possibly
great
the
play
influence
from
of
Slash
Bio, right?
and Co.
I guess the change in
Match
style happened
point
before
for
Bio
OXG, the
already,
first team
but
to win more than one round in a row, and it's done flawlessly.
Bio certainly had
Prophecy
some part in
has
that.
been violated, Parker. And I guess that means that I am right.
What's the best
even though I
way
didn't
to
say it,
retake this
but
site?
I must be.
Actually, a good
So
question.
SSG, you were forced to say
I
first.
don't know myself actually. You
Technically
don't
correct,
probably,
but
right?
I didn't actually say it.
You just don't.
It just happened to be
You
that. Woohoo.
you retake
Yeah,
even
that's
before the plant is down.
Now, that execution from Oxygen was very simple.
You C4, you C4
Getting the initial pick
you
and
challenge the
also
sledge,
managing
right?
not to
I
get
think that's the idea
any
here.
or not to incur any casualties.
You don't even let the
Not
sledge
perfect,
bully you out of
but
garage.
that was huge.
I think as soon as the plant is down,
The
or
fact
like
that the gas canisters from the smoke
as
were
soon as
just
all the
a little bit
defenders
off,
leave garage, like it's already
yet another layer
already not
contributed
looking great
to
at that point.
Oxygen's success there.
And then once
Now
the
we're on
attackers
that.
get the plant down, it's just straight
SSG
lost,
had
right?
tried
Like
the bottom floor twice in a row and failed it twice in a row.
I
So
guess
they're gonna try
you.
something a little bit different. They're going to tellers,
Hmm.
and
It's difficult.
I think
It's
that this is
difficult.
the right call. I'm not sure that it'll be met with success, but it is certainly the right.
I think you
call
wanna.
for SSG to try a new site here.
Yeah. You wanna challenge sledge. I think that's the easiest way of not losing. Wanna. Like,
Huge round.
the guys that are playing like here, 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 just wanna challenge sledge,
So
try to
it's not
kill him.
actually going to be in the garage, though they are going to be defending that portion of the map. It's over to Tellers.
I think that Ace will replace Hibana?
So far,
Yes, on a
they
lot
could've
of
gone to
sites
lobby. I mean, that
and
worked for
maps.
them
I
last
do
time
think that
around,
Ace is
but
going to replace
I
Hibana.
don't think they liked it very much.
Obviously,
at
like not
all.
on the basement sites, right?
Oxygen sat on match point on Villa and they choked it.
But here,
No,
for
I would say
example,
that was
right?
more a
Like
byproduct of
Ace
Villa
is
being
just
horrendously
better than
defender-sided
Hibana.
more than OXG fully choking it. This time around, Consulate is extremely well balanced. OXG can break that by winning this round, as they've already gotten half of their attacking victories. And OXG's honestly looked a lot better on Consulate than I wanted to say on Villa. It's hard because Villa does kind of mask your deficiencies if you're good on defense. If you're good enough on defense, especially with the
Yeah,
fact that
Oxygen certainly.
the
Like,
way we
I
saw
don't know.
the
Again, I
match
don't
play
know
out,
how loud this is. I should actually check.
OXG could have been
Honestly,
pretty good, or
yeah.
even average.
Parker was
It's hard
just
to
saying
tell
that.
how
Was
good
just
the
saying how
actual
Oxygen looks
on
better
Consulate,
on
OXG much better.
Yeah, I think they're more dynamic
Consulate
team
than on
here.
Villa, especially in their
Looking
attacks,
a
and that's
little
very
more
true.
comfortable.
Oxygen looks
They're
looks
discounting
clean. Like
their
Oxygen looks very
really
good here.
impressive run-up on the
Attack.
first half, but
It's
I
not
think,
what
again,
you can
that
say
had
about
a
their
lot to
Villa
do
attacks.
with, the defender-sided nature of the map. Here, both teams are winning and losing. Attack, defense is back and forth. It's all over the place. So, yeah, I'm impressed by both squads, to be honest. And Oxygen look to be the ones pushing past and breaking away.
So I think last
Got the
time we
IQ
had
once
this
again on
round,
this Teller's attack, but it's in someone else's hands. It was Slack
Holtz
last time, it's
didn't manage to
Biologic
spot
this
the
time.
diffuser, right? That's how they got the
I
plant
don't
down.
think that Oxygen is going to get a free pick on the garage side like they did last time.
Also, this is
I
the
would
reason why
imagine
it's so good to flank here, right?
it'll be handled better.
Like the attackers want to be in this kind of in this part of the hallway because there's no destructible floor.
I would imagine so. And the one thing that we gave credit to Oxygen,
But this part of the hallway is also
when they
exposed
attacked
to
ours,
people
our
flanking up like
basically
bench
made sure that
hallway.
they were able to play off of, especially
Spiral.
once they got that pick on the thinking nade. Now, you have to be very wary of your thinking nade of finding yourself in a precarious position as he did before. He was defending the double doorway leading down towards the main
But, like, I
garage.
think
got
yeah,
picked
they
off
do have it under control. I think
from
Lax has
the
this under
garage
control, but
by,
there is
Foxe and Sledge.
a potential
So
flank
if you
here.
don't forfeit an early pick, then you've got those C4s in hand, and somebody from Auction is going to have to go on a bit of a fishing expedition down below to see if they can catch something. Right now, that's
All comes down to how if
45
Polt manages
seconds
to spot
are
the
left
plant
to see what
here.
Auction are going to be able to pull off.
And he's at least
Cells
in sight
armed
now.
and
That's
ready. 4 of them on deck
that's
for
pretty
space
important.
stations. Hopefully, for SSG, you find 1, 2, maybe 3.
And since they
OXG
have
is
Cade,
not
right?
the
Since
case.
SG is
The
playing
Canadian will
Cade,
be guiding them as there goes the
Okay.
plant from Biologic. He gets spotted. There goes a nitro cell, and it
that's how it's
connects.
supposed to go,
Slash
right?
gets the first
Pulse is dead.
pick on the
So you
Canadian,
guess
but
you can
not before
replant
the
now.
intel's been
That's why I
relayed.
like having like Maestro on site too. A cam here, a cam here.
Diffuser in the hands of
Get
Fox.
continuous
Another
info.
nitrocellus
Now it's
sniper
just basically
live
luck
swinging.
trying to
Nobody
get that
seems to know
plant.
that Fox A is there, and they can't
Ooh,
stop
and they
this plant
missed.
in time. Oxygen gets it down with vertical, picking off Fultz. Everything is coming up on Oxygen's
So
side.
like this, like defense, as you see, right? Like this defense relies a lot on the pulse.
Rampy guns down, slash, some misses from vertical. He looks to be getting swung
Maybe
on
too
from
much.
two separate members, and there's Laxing as well to get in on the fun.
Yeah,
It's
if
Rampy
pulse
with
literally
one
fails, then
HP
this round,
against
this
3
entire stretch
members of
falls apart.
OXG. And it seems, Michael, like it's an almost certainty that we're going to have a third map.
I wonder how many of those
Let's
water
just not
bottles
run
Reaper has
rounds
stacked in
over
his
him
room.
that easily.
At the moment, it's a mediocre
Spiral
5.
stairs, spiraling just as it appears,
The-
SSG may be.
The average is probably
And that's the
a
ball game.
lot closer
Including the
to
kill,
10.
OXG takes map number 2, setting us up for a
Very nice
one-match
attacks though, right? Like very,
showdown on Coast
I'm very impressed with
So
Oxygen,
we go
especially
all
their
the
garbage
way
takes.
to the
I'm a big
third
fan.
Map. I think that's exactly what
I'm a
you
big
expect from the
fan.
series. It's what we predicted.
Alright, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and thanks for watching.